Donna Adelson knew there was a high probability she would get arrested for planning the murder of her ex-son-in-law. So in November of 2023, she booked a one-way ticket to Vietnam with her husband. Why Vietnam? Because they don't extradite. Just before she was about to board, she was swarmed and arrested at the Miami International Airport. Donna is being held without bond on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. And she wants out. She appeared in court today in hopes of being released on bond pending her trial. Today we learned why she bought that one-way ticket to Vietnam. Do you believe her?
I wasn't afraid of being arrested.
What were you trying to get to the airport in time? In that jail call?
My husband and I were literally shocked and traumatized at what had happened to Charlie.
Charlie is her son who's serving a life sentence for the murder of his former brother-in-law, Dan Markel.
We need to just get some peace. We need to catch our breath. We're going to go away somewhere. And I thought it was a good idea because I couldn't think straight. I really couldn't.
Yeah, we know you couldn't think straight because right when Charlie was found guilty of planning this murder, you talked to him on the phone. We all know jail calls are recorded. The connection was lost, and you forgot to hang up the phone. Mistakes happen. But the recording picked up some pretty eye-opening stuff. We heard you talking to someone else, saying that you and Harvey, your husband, were considering suing or fleeing to a country that had no extradition agreement with the States, Vietnam, China, or Korea, which didn't do you any favors.
It was his idea. He said, sweetheart, let's go just get away. We're going to just get away somewhere so we can have some time to...
Ma'am, you live in Miami. You're going to Vietnam. There are some beautiful places to go in Miami. You could even go to the Bahamas. That's so dang far. Oh, yeah, because no extradition.
So my husband actually had said...
It's always someone else's idea.
If we go to a non-extradition country, then if the law enforcement decided that they wanted to arrest you or me, whatever, both, he said, we won't be sitting in a foreign prison waiting months to go back. We could buy a ticket and we can go home. And my understanding was that I could go home and I could turn myself in if that's what they wanted. I'm not believing it.
Okay.
And oh Lord, that eye flutter. That's exactly what her daughter Wendy would do on the stand. Wendy was married to Dan. Put up the old side-by-side. Like mother, like daughter. Creepy. And this was during Wendy's testimony where she was spewing lie after lie, in my opinion. And a lot of other people's opinion. Everyone's wondering when Wendy will be arrested. She actually just moved from Miami to Austin. Now that's a little too close to the border for me if she's anything like her mother.
Hoping to make it out of America in time before you were arrested, right?
I wanted to get away. He wanted to get away. That's what we wanted to do. And it wasn't... we spoke to our attorneys. I asked them. They said there's no pending. We purposely called them to make sure it was legal to do it, and they said there's no. What were their words? There's no pending charges and there's no warrants. So you want to go, go. And so I thought you ask your attorneys, and they tell you that. I'm going.
But Dan did tell you, as you say in the jail call, that knowing what they're thinking up there, I don't know if you'll make it out in time. I really don't. But that he said you might, or you might get to the airport and they'll stop you. It could happen.
That's what he said.
Right. You went to the airport knowing that it could happen. They could stop you at the airport. You could end up being arrested.
Yeah, that's what Dan said.
Right.
It's ironic. Her attorney's name is also Dan.
You were specifically looking, though, for countries that did not have extradition with the U.S.
For the reason I just told you. But I've seen movies where people are stuck in like third world prisons and waiting and waiting and waiting. And my feeling was, this is not what we want to happen. If the state says they want us to come back, we'll buy a ticket, we'll come back on our own terms. We don't have to be sitting in a jail somewhere. We'll come back home and turn ourselves in.
Couldn't you have done that no matter what country you went to?
No.
Yes. No. Yes, Donna.
No.
You couldn't have found out that you had a warrant for your arrest and come back if there was an extradition
policy? Well, not if they would I mean, it appears that they would notify law enforcement in that country, and then they could hold you in a jail for God knows how long. And I don't want that to happen.
Well, don't plan the murder of your daughter's ex-husband, and that won't happen. After Wendy's divorce from Dan, her parents, Donna and Harvey, really wanted her to move down to Miami with the kids. It was a very contentious divorce, and Dan would not let that ride. He wanted the boys to stay in Tallahassee. So they killed him. And now Donna is living in Leon County Jail in Tallahassee. Isn't it ironic?
So he said, well, that's why we'll do it this way, honey. That way, if they do notify us, so law enforcement, then we'll buy a ticket, we'll go home.
Something tells me that you were not planning on coming back. Why a one-way ticket? I'm not believing this malarkey. What really sucks is that she's giving testimony right now, and it's not even the trial. So she's pinning herself to this testimony. This is now her excuse, and it's not a good one. She wants to get out so she can try to flee again. She knows she's going to be found guilty. She knows she's going to be in there for the rest of her life. This is her only shot. At this motions hearing today, she also gave several excuses on why she should be let out. And, well, they fall flat. Pretty horrendous, and I'll be posting a video on that. Donnie, I don't think they're going to let you out, Tut. Should have thought about that before you murked Dan, in my opinion.